Hello and welcome to Unpacked Hospitality. I'm Alex.
And I'm Hanna. Hi, everyone.
Hanna, I am finally ready to work in a luxury restaurant. In our last episode, we learned all about appetizers, soups, main courses, and desserts. I know the menu, so when a guest comes in, I will just throw the food at them.
Throw the food? Alex, no. That is terrible service. The guests will be so angry.
I am joking. Of course I will not throw the food. But really, now that we know the menu, how do we actually serve the guests?
That is a great question. Knowing the food is not enough. Today, we are talking about the sequence of service. This means the correct steps to serve a customer.
And the very first step is greeting and seating. First impressions are very important.
Exactly. To learn the professional rules, our reporter Sarah is with Mr. Johan. He is an F&B manager of Foursquare Hotel. Let's listen.
Listen carefully for these words: walk-ins, audibly, and honest.
Hello, Mr. Johan. When guests arrive at the restaurant, what is the very first step?
Hello, Sarah. Hi, everyone. It is the responsibility of the service staff to promptly meet them with a smile and an appropriate greeting at the door. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
That is very true. What do we ask them?
We must inquire whether or not they have a reservation or booking. A number of customers don't have a booking. They are called walk-ins.
What if they booked a table for 2 people, but 3 people come?
Staff should immediately set another place and add a chair. The key is to ensure that guests do not feel they have done the wrong thing or inconvenienced staff.
How should we walk them to their table?
We show guests to their table while walking at a rate that would be comfortable for the guests to keep up with. At the table, we pull out one chair to signal to the guests that they are free to claim a seat. We seat ladies first with the best view of the restaurant.
And then we give them the menu?
Yes, we distribute menus to the guests from their right-hand side. Then we provide information. We must speak clearly, confidently, and audibly. We tell them the specials of the day.
How do we describe the food?
We use descriptive words like delicious or fresh, but all descriptions must be honest and truthful. If you know the steak is tough, then don't describe it as melt in the mouth.
What if the guest asks, "What do you recommend?"
You should ask some questions first to determine whether they are after a big meal or a snack, and then recommend an appropriate dish. You must remember every single food or drinks that is highly recommended by the chef.
Thank you for the great information, Mr. Johan.
Wow, Mr. Johan gave us some excellent rules for service.
Yes, he did. Let's look at the vocabulary. First, he used the phrase walk-ins, W-A-L-K-I-N-S.
A walk-in is a customer who arrives at the restaurant, but they don't have a booking.
Next, he said we must speak audibly, A-U-D-I-B-L-Y.
Audibly means speaking loud enough so people can hear you clearly. You cannot whisper to the guest.
Finally, he said all food descriptions must be honest, H-O-N-E-S-T.
Honest means telling the truth. If the meat is tough, you must not say it is juicy.
Exactly. Okay, listeners, it is time for our quiz. Let's see if you remember Mr. Johan's rules for seating guests.
When you arrive at the table, there is a specific rule about who sits down first and gets the best view.
Here is the question. When seating guests, who should be seated first with the best view of the restaurant? A, the children, B, the host, C, the ladies.
Do you remember the answer? Is it A, B, or C? Please write your answer in the comments section below.
We will reply to everyone who gets it right.
Now, let's recap the vocabulary from today's episode. First, walk-ins, customers without a reservation.
Audibly, speaking clearly and loud enough to be heard.
And honest, telling the truth about the food.
That's all for today. Always smile at the door.
See you next time on Unpacked Hospitality. So long.
So long.